Hello there. I hope you are very, very well. It's Kulipup here again. And today's lesson is all about focus. I had a wonderful individual ask me a little bit more about focus, in terms of what is it? How do we hone our focus? How important is focus? Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. I haven't been doing very many lives lately. And I have, of course, I've been going through some crazy frequency raises myself. Hi, Rootless Sweetheart. And with each frequency increase comes a slight different personality change. And hi, Gina, sweetie. Hi, Renee. I am doing well. I'm doing very well. Thank you, sweetheart. Need to get some of my teaching energy out. But hi, everybody. So, anywho's, we're going to talk about focus today. And please chime in. And let me just sorry about that. Let me just make sure that I have everything all right here. But hi, Adam, sweetheart. So, again, I'll start again there. I had a wonderful, lovely lady ask me a little bit more about focus. Because I'm always saying, focus, hone your focus, develop your focus. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of people don't actually truly understand what focus is, how to develop that focus, and then how to use it. So hopefully I can shed a little light on you, or light for you today. Hi, Ona Loco, sweetheart. Now, firstly, I would like to say, what is focus? Now, focus is the acute point that you are directing your energy. This is a pay-to-play game that we are in, the game of life. Your energy is given to you on a regular day-to-day basis, every single day. Every time you go to sleep and you rejuvenate your body, your cells, you gain more energy as you stop moving and stop using it. Now, how we use our energy is literally what we focus on. Our thoughts, our vision, our observations. This is what we are using, or how we spend our energy. Right? So if you think for a moment, you have an individual who is very, very active in their mind, right? They could be thinking of household, bills, celebrity, government, their kids, school, relationships, partners, love, what's on TV tonight, all of this stuff. Oh, wonderful, Christy. I'm glad you love this topic. Hopefully we can hold some focus. So, just think of an individual, and many people are like that. So many people are like that. Our focus, our thoughts are pulled in so many different directions. Here, there, and everywhere. Now, this is not all your fault. Don't get me wrong. It is a form of social manipulation to keep your focus in so many different places. Because, my darlings, when you can hone your focus, understand it, and then use it correctly, you can shape your world in ways that you never believed was possible. Right? It is so very important. So, again, focus. It is the direction in which you spend your energy or use your energy. Now, how do we hone our focus? Okay? Because have you ever been told that? Have you ever been told that? If you're going through school or your teacher is just like, focus! And how many people are like, I am, but they have no clue what it is? Or how many times have your parents told you, you need to focus. Focus on a good career. Focus on your family. Focus. And again, we're just like, okay, and we think we're doing it, but we're really not. So, what are my tips to gain good focus, or how helping yourself to understand it and put it into practice? Well, first step is to find your purpose. What is it that you want? All right? And I want you to look at your focus as you would look at your wallet. Okay? And every day you have $100 in your wallet. That is $100 worth of focus that you have. And if you are in England, it is pounds. If you are in anywhere else, use your currency, right? But I'm saying it is $100 because I'm in Canada. So $100 is in your wallet, and that is your focus. That is your money to spend, your energy to spend each day. Now, firstly, whenever you have a wallet full of money, right, what do you do with it? Well, you decide, what is it that I want to spend it on? So, same thing with your energy. Decide what you want to spend it on. Now, if I'm going to give the example of, I want to develop my intuition. Because we all know that we are going through this development status. And everybody's intuition is starting to really come out. Visions are coming. Your empathy is increasing. You're feeling emotions. You're seeing things out of the corner of your eye. You're knowing things. Right? So let's say that this is our purpose. So I want to develop my focus so that I can develop my intuition. Okay? So that's step number one. I have my purpose and I know what I want. Step number two. All right? Now this is where you are now quieting yourself and removing distraction away. Okay? Now a lot of people, and you do this, of course, through meditation, through being still, through being calm, through being focused. So why is meditation so very important? Well, like I mentioned, it forces you to literally get rid of everything, to start to become aware, to start to notice things, right? To start to feel things that you're not truly in tune with at the moment. So again, if we're looking at the world where we are right now, okay, your focus is taken everywhere. You have so much on your plate. So much on your plate. There's plenty of individuals who sit down to meditate or do a yoga session or working out. And you know when your yogi instructor is saying to you, oh, and stay in your now moment. And then we're just like, okay, I will. But inside your mind, you're thinking about where you put your car keys. You're thinking about, oh, I've got to go fill in that form for the paperwork. You're thinking, oh, is she cheating on me? Or, oh, is my husband being a nice guy? You know, like, we're thinking of everything else. And that's not going to work. So, what you need to do is you find your purpose first. Okay? And then in your mind, you set a goal. Okay? You set a goal as to what you want to achieve in this moment of meditation. So, again, if my goal is to heighten my intuition, well, what does that mean? Well, my intuition is my connection to my spirit, is my connection to my heart, and is my connection to my energy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say to myself, I'm going to focus just on my heart. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to learn right now, is just to feel my heart. So, oops, I like to sit cross-legged. So, what I'm going to do at this point then is I've set my purpose, I'm going to sit in silence, and I'm going to just think of my heart. Now, that can come in many different ways. You don't always have to be in silence for this, okay? Hi, Onala, sweetheart. You do not always have to be in silence. It definitely helps, but when you are simply trying to hone your focus, you know, trying to develop it, it doesn't always have to be like that. We need to take it in baby steps, okay? So again, to feel my heart, I would then trace back all of the things that bring me joy and happiness. Music is one of those things that brings me joy and happiness. So what am I going to do? To feel my heart, I'm going to sit here and maybe I'm going to hum my favorite song in my head. I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to get lost in the little bit of music that I have, so that I'm focusing on my heart and feeling that. Now, of course, with any normal meditation practice, what you're going to find is that other thoughts are going to start to come in. And I want you to know that these other thoughts that come in, right, it is trained, it is programmed to come into your thought process. And this practice is training your mind to not think of them in so many ways. Okay? So again, I'm sitting and I am absorbing, I'm just literally going, no, right now it's just about my heart. It's just about my heart. And I'm going to sing my little tune while I focus on my heart, and I'm going to feel myself. All right? That is simply what it is. It is simply saying to yourself, I am only going to pay attention to this one specific thing that has a specific purpose. Okay? So that is how you do it. And you can do this in any kind of way. You don't have to, again, hone your focus through simply only meditation. You can also hone your focus through feeling your flow, right? Through feeling your flow of energy. Now, if you are a sentient individual, you may feel this a lot stronger than other people. So what is kind of like your flow? Well, your flow is simply doing what you want to do in the moment. Following what your heart's desire is in that moment. So, for example, if you made the intention, the purpose, hi Helen, sweetheart, the purpose was to find happiness. That is my purpose today. My purpose is simply to be happy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to focus by paying attention, being aware of my body and what it is I want in that moment. Now, if my body is telling me, you're tired, you need to sleep, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. That is still honing your focus. Still honing your focus. Because you are aware enough to listen. Right? You are aware enough to listen. Now, and again, you can go on doing that with absolutely anything. So, for example, if your body was saying, I really want a chocolate bar right now, then go bloody well have a chocolate bar. Because that's what your body needs in this moment, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. Please go do it. Hi, Angelique, sweetheart. Now, what is the last thing to understand when it comes to focus? Once you are doing these things, well, you need to put it into practice. You need to get yourself to a place of awareness that you are literally able to pinpoint or recognize what it is you want to do, what your purpose of each action that you are doing is, so that you can literally complete it and gain the appropriate outcome. That is using your focus correctly, right? So, again, I will give you another example, right? Every single day, I wake up with a purpose in mind. Because many people, we don't have a purpose. We simply, or we all have a purpose, don't get me wrong, but I mean, in our minds, we wake up and we simply fall into a pattern, all right? We just fall into a regular pattern. Normally that pattern is wake up, get the kids ready, go to work, right? Come home, get dinner ready, clean up a little bit, then take a shower and go to bed, right? That's the normal pattern, all right? When we are in patterns, we tend to lose our focus because we go on autopilot, all right? And we tend to do things without truly understanding why we're doing them in the first place, right? And this is how we get into the pattern of doing things that are not for our greatest good, that are not for our own benefit, right? Because again, we're just on autopilot. And we forget, not necessarily forget, but we miss our flow and we miss the signals because, again, we are in this autopilot kind of pattern. So how to get out of this, of course, is to every day, or whenever you can, and it doesn't have to be like, I always have a purpose with my day. I have a goal, like what is it that I want today? And I follow my flow, right? But I understand that a lot of people aren't there yet. So if you don't make a goal when you wake up, do it as soon as you can. And I want you to look at every action that you're doing, every action, and I want you to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the purpose that I have in doing this action right now? What is the gain that I'm going to get? And is it worth my focus? Because again, if you focus on it, you are spending your energy. Is it worth your money in your wallet? Is it worth it? So, let's have a look here. A lot of people, when they first start out with this, right, they are in their pattern. They're just in their pattern. Like I mentioned before, doing whatever their pattern is, but they're in their pattern. And when they start meditating, and when they start trying to practice their focus, what happens is they can do it for 5 minutes, or maybe even less, or maybe they get up to 10 minutes or 15 minutes before they're just like, I can't do it, I'm turning it off, and they start getting up and going. And that's because the call of their pattern, because again, when you're on autopilot, you don't have to think as much, although you're constantly thinking, but you're not thinking, if you get what I mean. All right? So they sit down for 5 minutes, and the pull of their regular pattern is so strong that they give up. Okay? But again, to be successful in this, figure out what the purpose of your action is. Right? So even before you start with meditation, let's say you're in your pattern and you can't get out of your pattern because you try to meditate for 5 minutes and you're just like, screw it, I can't do this. All right? So in that case then, what I want you to try to do is I want you to think, okay, well, if I'm not going to meditate, what am I doing now? All right? What am I doing now? Okay, well, maybe I'm going to go online. I'm going to go online and I'm going to scroll Facebook or Instagram or YouTube for videos because that's just what I feel like doing right now. I want you to again ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? Well, you could be like, well, my purpose in this moment is because I feel like communicating with people. I just want to talk. I want to see what kind of memes are out there. I want to see what's going on with the world. Okay? Then I want you to ask yourself, why? If you are trying to meditate, to hone your focus, but yet you are called away to check out what was going on in the world around you, right? Why? What benefit, what gain are you going to have scrolling through social media or watching TV or doing whatever you are going to do? What is the gain that you are going to get? Now, if you truly look at it and you're just like, I've got $100. If I want to scroll right now in energy, if I want to scroll right now, it means that I am literally spending $10. Is it worth that $10? If you can then look at yourself and say, you know what, it is totally worth this $10. Okay. Now, what are you gaining back from this focus? Right? Because you've got two things. When you spend your energy through your focus, you're either gaining it or you're losing it. There is nothing else with that. You either focus on something that is going to rejuvenate you, give you more energy for the next day, that is going to build you up and develop you in some way. Or you are spending your energy on something that isn't going to give you back. So, for example, if you were to go online and you're scrolling through memes, but these are all inspirational memes, they are literally triggering things inside you to be like, you know what? Yes, I understand that. I'm waking up. I feel this entirely. It's giving me a boost in energy and giving me some motivation. Then hey, guess what? That is money well spent. That is focus well spent because you're developing. So then you can say, you know what? I know what I was doing. I know what the energy that I was spending here, and I'm happy I spent it because I feel damn good after it. However, if you're going on social media and you're literally scrolling through, if he's a cheater, dump him, and go for the next guy, or if you're scrolling through things that are filled with hate, with fear, with poverty, with just or watching videos that just make your heart bleed with pain because you're so empathic, of course, and you're feeling the pain of others. If that is how you're spending your focus, whenever you focus on negativity, it's not going to come back to you, okay? That energy is not building you. That is taking away from you. So, if that is what you are seeing in this moment, if this is what you are experiencing in this moment, then you got to ask yourself, well, is this how I want to spend my focus? Because I'm not getting anything back from this. And at that point, you have a decision to make. You can then choose to focus your attention on something else, which is just basically shifting, or you pay the price, which is the energy. And if you feel tired the next day, if you feel irritable the next day, if you just feel like crap, then you know why. Because you know where you spent your money. You know where you spent your energy, right? So we have to understand what this is. Now, why, should I say, or how do you manifest, how do you build your world now with your focus that you've developed? Through awareness, through noticing things, because that's all you're doing. You're noticing what it is, and you're making a decision whether you want to continue on or whether you want to stop. All right? So how does your focus build your world now? All right? Well, every single thing, every thought that you have goes into manifesting your world. It goes into manifesting your world. Okay? And this is again the laws of attraction, right? It literally doesn't just equate to simply your actions. What you do in terms of an action is what is coming back to you. So, for example, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm a good person. Why do bad things happen to me? Okay. This is the law of attraction, because let's say you are an individual, and I'll give you an example. I was contacted by a priest, okay, or sorry, not a priest, but a pastor overseas, and he came to me to ask me for an energy flow request. Now, for those of you who do not know what an energy flow request is, it basically means that if you give me a request, I'm going to help align your path and your energies to get that request fulfilled. Okay? So that's what I do, is energy flow. Now, this pastor had said, I would love $250. I would like help with you finding me a sponsor, not me directly, of course, but with my energy flow, so I can gain $250, so I can give the widows in my church new clothing for Christmas. All right? And I thought, you know what? That sounds absolutely wonderful. Now, don't get me wrong. Anytime anybody asks me for an energy flow request, I have to look inside your heart. I do, because I need to know how much energy you have in order for me to fulfill the request and give you the time scales and so forth as to how soon you can expect this to happen. Now, the thing is, I did see I saw some deceit in there, and I saw some not so good things. But to be honest with you, the majority of individuals are very sick in the world, right? And I see a lot of deceit, I see a lot of judgment, I see a lot of negativity in the hearts of mankind. So you know what, though, I said, you are requesting this for a good purpose. I would like the widows to have new clothing as well for the church. Sorry, for Christmas. So I said, yes, I will. Now, normally you would believe that an individual like that, oh, he's doing good. The law of attraction, his focus is wonderful. He's going to get this request completed and good things are going to come back to him. Well, the action does not equate to what his focus was on and what his heart was on. The action of giving these widows this clothing was not because he wanted to truly see them well. It turns out that he wanted to give the widows this clothing because he said that they were hideous, that they looked atrocious, and he didn't want them to come into church to worship looking so hideous. You know? And with that, you can see and he said not very nice things either. You know, that they are so poor, they are so this, like, oh, you know, like, just, here, take something so that you can be more pleasing to my eye. Right? So that was his thought process. So of course, not good things will come to him because his focus... Mary, that was not good. I know, I found that quite disgusting, to be honest with you. So what was in his heart? Now, don't get me wrong, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I knew what was there, but I did give him the benefit of the doubt. But the reasons for this request were not that of somebody who is just simply trying to be good and give light, right? It was the actions of an individual who were not... Mary, his focus was in the wrong place. Exactly. Now, for this individual, of course, and thank you, Mary, going back on to focus, his focus was on a negative, okay? It wasn't on a positive. Although the action is a positive, the focus and what's in his heart at the same time were of a negative, were of judgment for another individual, judging their situation. Renee, his focus was on himself, exactly. He wanted these women who were widows to look very, very pleasing to his eye. And I found it disgusting because he actually hit on me. And I was like, you are a married man. You come to me, you ask me for this request, I fulfill this request, and then you hit on me and tell me that you just want the women in your parish to be pleasing to your eye. I'm like, that is disgusting and that's foul. But anyway, so going back on there. So this is why your focus can literally build the world around you, because the world he is building around himself is one of deceit, lies, and the pettiness of the ego, right? So with yourself, Renee, oh Lord, I hope you send him diarrhea vibes. Not at all. Not at all. See, this is the thing. If I find somebody who has that kind of deceit in their heart, or that kind of just negativity in their heart, I simply don't give them my focus. Because I don't focus on negativity. Because I'm not gaining back from it. Right? And if I'm not gaining back from it, it means that the world is not gaining back from it, because I know I'm very high energy and my energy affects the world. So, no, I did not give him diarrhea vibes. But I simply just said no. Mary, he was judging. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So you know what he's going to get? He's going to get judgment come back to him with the laws of attraction, because that is where he is placing his focus. So, how do you use your focus now that you understand it, right? You use it by catching your thoughts, by being aware of what is the purpose of this thought, what is the purpose of the action that follows this thought, and is it an outcome that I want? If the answer is no, then shift your focus. Focus on something else that will give you the outcome that you want, right? And when you do that, your world, you will find your world will become so fantastic. Kristen, he has a long way to go, bless. Yes, he does. But the thing is, and this is something I'm going to say as well, there are very, 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 very many religious leaders out there who have the exact same deceit and foulness in their heart. Exact same deceit and foulness in their heart. And I take it even more seriously, because if they have that in their heart, that means that they are passing it on. They are teaching a flock of individuals this deceit. And anyway. Christina, mindfulness. Exactly. Being mindful. Wonderful, Christina. Wonderful. Because you hit the nail right on the head there. If you are having trouble through meditation, be mindful. All right? Be mindful. If you are having trouble being mindful, then you need to at least understand, or at least look at your life. Look at the things that you do, the actions that you take on a day-to-day basis, and just ask yourself, why the hell do I do this? Right? Why do I do this if I do not feel that I'm benefiting from it? If every single day you are tired, if you are constantly sick, you are ill because you got the coughs, the colds, the sniffles, aches and pains everywhere, right? If you are constantly lacking, meaning that you are not living in abundance, you're struggling for food, you're struggling to pay your bills, you're struggling for water, electricity, these kinds of things, right? If you are struggling, if you are finding that you are continually in this situation, then I want you to ask yourself, why? What is the purpose of my actions that are manifesting this world that makes me so unhappy? Right? So start with that. Start with that on how to hone your focus. Renee, that's so true. With practice, it becomes second nature to catch your negative thoughts and turn them around quickly. Exactly. And it is all about practice, Renee. And for everybody, it's all about practice. Do not give up. Right? Because the more you do it, the faster it becomes. And the faster it is for you to change patterns that you find are causing you negativity. So, one of the things, like, if you're finding it difficult to lose weight, for example, because you're caught in a pattern of eating terrible food, right? Right? You're caught in a pattern of eating terrible food. Well, when you start to become aware of it, when you notice it, when you focus on it, just for a moment, just be like, you know what am I gaining from this? Right? You're then able to literally shift that through your awareness. Now, when you do this often enough, it does become much faster, as Renee mentioned. For example, I myself, it used to take me, you know how they say it can take you 21 days. 21 days to develop a new pattern, right? So that people are like, 21 days. Well, no, when you raise your frequency by being mindful, by being aware, and by honing your focus, you can change your patterns, not in 21 days, but me, I can change a pattern within 24 hours, right? Like, literally, as long as I'm aware of it and I focus on it, I'm like, nope, don't want to do that. Bang. I do not have the need to do it the next day or the day after or whatnot. So keep practicing. Martin Antov, do you do any drugs? No, I don't do any drugs. No, but it's what I classify as a drug. I classify a drug as, well, no, I guess you can say anything that is altering your natural state. But I do not literally take any drugs. I do, however, smoke some cannabis, but that is, I don't classify cannabis as a drug, only because I have an existing cannabinoid system, and I literally, when you have cannabis, you are literally topping up your cannabinoid system and bringing balance to yourself. So I do have a lot of cannabis, but I do not have alcohol or anything that is not naturally found within my body at the beginning. So I hope that answers the question. Right. But anywho's, so I hope that kind of helped a little bit in terms of understanding your focus and how it is going to shape your world and what it is. But I will just quickly reiterate for those of you who have just joined, when you want to try to hone your focus, the first step is to understand the purpose of what you're doing. All right? Find your purpose. Okay? The second step is to literally then practice it, of course. To think, be mindful, be aware of what it is. All right? And then execute that. Right? Through your mindfulness and through your focus at that point. Right? Look at your focus at the way you look at money in your wallet. Okay? What do you want to spend your money on? Because everybody focuses on their money in their wallet. Everybody will focus on their money. So treat your energy like you do your money. Treat your focus like you do your money. And you will find that good things will happen. You know, people who choose to conserve their money and spend it wisely normally have a lot more better experiences versus individuals who gain a bunch of money and blow it in one moment and then they're like, what happened? Right? So that's what I got. Martin, you're welcome, sweetheart. All right, so that is it from me today when it comes to focus in itself. The next live, I'm going to come back to you in just a few more minutes, but the next live I'm going to be doing is going to be about rapid weight loss when it comes to raising frequency. Okay, so what to expect, you know, don't panic, and what your body is actually doing. Okay, so, because I don't want anybody to be scared when they start raising frequency and all of a sudden they start like dropping weight like crazy, all right? So I'm going to be coming back to you guys in just a few minutes, probably in about 15 minutes or so, and we'll talk about weight loss and frequency increase and what to kind of do with your body. Oh, thank you so much, Renee. I love you guys too. I love you too. Martin, you raised my energy by listening to you. Yeah, it's kind of what I do. But thank you. Thank you, Christy. Bye, sweethearts. I'll see you in 15 minutes.